You're watching Tag TV.
Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Friday, the 13th of April. Pakistan's ousted Premier Nawaz Sharif barred from politics for life. Taliban discussing peace offer, says former member. And Rohingya repatriation to begin as soon as possible, says Myanmar minister. And now for all the details. In order to protect civilians amid growing incidents of ceasefire violations by Pakistan, authorities in India's Jammu and Kashmir province have completed construction of over 100 bunkers in border areas. Locals live in constant fear as mortar shells drop on houses, farmlands and schools, destroying both lives and property.
Authorities in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province have completed constructions of 102 bunkers in border areas of northern Rajouri district to protect civilians amid growing incidents of ceasefire violations, said an official. For the past few weeks, Pakistani troops have repeatedly targeted Indian positions and civilian areas along the line of control or LOC, a de facto border between the nuclear-armed neighbours, leading to loss of life and property.
102 का टारगेट हमने अभी तक अचीव कर लिया है, जिसमें 1000 से 1200 लोगों को अकोमोडेट किया जा सकता है। ये वो एरियाज़ हैं जो ज़्यादातर शेलिंग की जद में रहते हैं और जहां ज़्यादा पिछले सालों में या पिछले महीनों में नुकसान हुआ। तो अभी तक हमने 102 बंकर कंप्लीट किए हैं।
Villagers said that now they were feeling safer than earlier.
पहले अपने आप को हम सुरक्षित नहीं समझते थे, यहाँ से भाग जाते थे बाहर, लेकिन जब से ये मोर्चे आए हैं हमारे मन में अभी डर रहा ही नहीं।
Exchange of sporadic fire are common along the LOC despite a ceasefire pact signed in 2003. But the extent and intensity of the firing in the recent past is unusual. According to official data, there were 860 incidents of ceasefire violations by Pakistan troops in 2017.
And in news from Pakistan, Pakistan's apex court on Friday disqualified ousted Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif from holding office for life. The Supreme Court ruled that anyone disqualified under a constitutional clause requiring legislators to be honest and trustworthy would be considered banned for life.
Pakistan's Supreme Court on Friday disqualified ousted Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif from holding public office for life. The country's apex court unanimously ruled that anyone disqualified under a constitutional clause requiring legislators to be honest and trustworthy would be considered banned for life. Sharif was dismissed from office as Prime Minister in July last year over corruption allegations for owning assets beyond known sources of income. The three-time Prime Minister and three of his children continue to face trial for the corruption charges in an accountability court, which is due to deliver a verdict in the coming weeks. Friday's verdict applies to any legislator disqualified from office under the same clause of the Constitution. Jahangir Dareen, a key leader of the opposition Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf or PTI party, was also dismissed from office by the Supreme Court in December under the same clause for incomplete financial disclosures in his parliamentary declarations.
Moving on, citing an embargo by Beijing on all goods and material coming from Gilgit-Baltistan, the traders of the illegally occupied region have asked the Pakistan government to bring up the issue with China. The agitated traders have called for discontinuation of all trade ties with Beijing if it fails to respect cross-border trade.
The traders in the illegally occupied region of Gilgit-Baltistan are troubled with Chinese policies of debarring them from doing business on equal grounds. They blame that they are reverted from the China border under the suspicion that their products could contain contaminated material. They say the Pakistani government offers best facilities to Chinese traders who come to Gilgit-Baltistan for one-sided business. But for them, it is no less than a nightmare.
जो एग्रीमेंट है 1985 के अंदर जो हमारा एग्रीमेंट है बॉर्डर ट्रेड लेन देन यहाँ से भी कुछ चीज़ें यहाँ से वहाँ जानी चाहिए और वहाँ से चीज़ें आनी चाहिए हो ये रहा है कि अब तो उन्होंने माशाल्लाह हमारी तमाम चीज़ों के ऊपर उन्होंने बैन लगा दिया है इवन दैट कि अपनी जो एक्सपोर्ट है उसके ऊपर भी उन्होंने बैन लगाया हुआ है
जबकि चाइनीज़ इधर आते हैं यहाँ पे फैसिलिटी तो सरकार उनको यहाँ पे प्रोटोकॉल देते हैं यहाँ पे वो किराए पे फिल्म ले सकते हैं घर ले सकते हैं हर चीज़ कर सकते हैं हमारे पास लेकिन हम वहाँ पे बराबरी की बुनियाद पे वो चीज़ें नहीं ले सकते हैं
Traders blame the highways built under China-Pakistan Economic Corridor or CPEC project serve only partial interest of China, which plies a chain of trucks to Gilgit-Baltistan. They have now issued an ultimatum to both the governments demanding an early resolution of the issue or else insisted on serving trade ties.
In news from Afghanistan, Taliban is holding discussions about Afghan President Ashraf Ghani's peace offer and could possibly respond in a positive manner, said a former member of the insurgent group recently. Afghan President Ghani had called on the group to accept a peace offer early this year, to which the group has not given any response yet.
A former member of Taliban, Hakimullah Mujahid, on Wednesday said that the insurgent group is holding discussions about Afghan President Ashraf Ghani's peace offer and could possibly respond in a positive manner. Mujahid, who is now a member of Afghanistan's High Peace Council or HPC, said the group is conducting consultations and hopefully will respond positively to the government.
مشورې کوي او کېدای شي په یو مناسب وخت کې یو مثبت جواب د دغه وړاندیز په هکله باندې رامنځته شي.
In February, Afghanistan held an international conference on peace in a bid to pave the way forward to get the Taliban to denounce violence and enter into purposeful peace negotiations with government. President Ghani called on the group to accept the offer and to join the peace process and save the country. He emphasized the peace process and a ceasefire must be agreed upon with the Taliban.
Moving on to news from Bangladesh, Myanmar's social welfare minister during his visit to Dhaka on Thursday said the repatriation of Rohingya Muslim refugees in Bangladesh will start as soon as possible. The minister also visited a Rohingya refugee camp in southeast Bangladesh and told refugees their repatriation was a priority.
A Myanmar minister who visited Bangladesh said on Thursday the repatriation of Rohingya Muslim refugees in Bangladesh will start as soon as possible. Myanmar's social welfare minister, who is leading rehabilitation efforts in Rakhine province, made the comments during a joint news conference with Bangladesh Foreign Minister Abul Hassan Muhammad Ali in Dhaka on Thursday. Bangladesh wants the refugees to go home as quickly as possible, and officials hope the minister's visit would speed up the repatriation process.
Oh, no, it is not difficult. Now, we already have discussed about it. If we use the agreed form, it is very easy to register or to start the repatriation process. We already have the agreement between the two countries.
The minister, who had earlier visited a refugee camp in southeast Bangladesh, on Wednesday told the Rohingya refugees their repatriation was a priority. The minister's visit to the Rohingya refugee camp was the first by a top Myanmar official. According to UN, nearly 700,000 Rohingya have fled into Bangladesh from Rakhine to escape a military crackdown since August last year. The military crackdown was prompted by a series of attacks on security posts by Rohingya insurgents.
The business of seasonal tree beans from Myanmar called yongchak is becoming popular in India's northeastern Manipur province and is yielding profits for traders. The import from Myanmar has tickled the taste buds of the Manipuri natives for being a hybrid product that is cheaper and better in taste.
The business of seasonal tree beans from Myanmar, traditionally called yongchak, is becoming popular among locals of northeast India's Manipur province, yielding profits for traders. Yongchak is grown in both Manipur as well as in neighbouring country Myanmar. The import from Myanmar has tickled the taste buds of the Manipuri natives for being a hybrid product that is smaller in size, cheaper and better in taste. The tree beans take 8 to 9 years to ripen. These beans are very rich in proteins and minerals and are known to cure indigestion.
ꯑꯗꯨ ꯃꯔꯨ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯌꯣꯡꯆꯥꯛꯁꯤꯡꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯁꯤꯗꯒꯤ ꯏꯝꯐꯥꯜꯗ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯆꯠꯂꯦ ꯅꯣꯡꯃꯗ ꯌꯣꯡꯆꯥꯛꯁꯦ ꯐꯅꯌꯥꯝ ꯄꯨꯊꯣꯛꯑꯦ ꯈꯟꯕꯤꯕ꯭ꯔꯥ
ꯍꯣꯏ ꯐꯅꯌꯥꯝ ꯄꯨꯊꯣꯛꯑꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯁꯦ ꯃꯩꯇꯩ ꯂꯩꯕꯥꯛꯁꯦ ꯌꯣꯡꯆꯥꯛꯁꯦ ꯐꯖꯅꯗꯤ ꯆꯥꯏꯕꯀꯣ
ꯌꯣꯡꯆꯥꯛꯁꯤꯗꯤ ꯏꯔꯩ ꯂꯩꯗꯦ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯇꯥꯡꯉꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯪꯉꯨꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯂꯂꯣꯟꯕꯤ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯂꯥꯛꯄꯅꯤꯅꯅꯦ ꯆꯥꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯃꯄꯨꯟ 5-6 ꯂꯩꯕ ꯌꯦꯟꯅꯔ ꯆꯥꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯖꯩ.
The delicacy, being a seasonal item, can only be consumed for short periods of time due to the absence of cold storage and preservative facilities.
A unique train in northern India is taking hospital and doctors to millions of impoverished people in remote areas of the country, providing free treatment to those with limited access to healthcare services.
A unique train in India's northwestern Rajasthan province is taking hospitals and doctors to millions of impoverished people in some of the most remote areas of the country, providing free treatment to those who otherwise have very limited access to healthcare services. Lifeline Express is a hospital built inside a 7-coach train. It has travelled more than approximately 130,000 miles for the past 27 years and treated some 1.2 million people since it began.
The Lifeline Express is designed to take quality healthcare to the people in rural areas where there is no proper healthcare.
इस ट्रेन से मैं चाहती हूँ कि यहाँ के जो भी लोग हैं, लोकल जो है यहाँ के, उन लोगों को इसका सारा फ़ायदा मिल पाए और मुझे लगता है कि सबको इसका फ़ायदा मिल भी रहा है और मिलेगा भी और मैं चाहती हूँ कि ऐसा हर कुछ टाइम के बाद ऐसा होता रहे, डॉक्टर्स आते रहें ताकि जो लोग ये एफर्ट नहीं कर सकते हैं वो इसका बेनिफिट ले पाएँ.
The train employs 20 paramedic staff, where most doctors come in as volunteer from nearby medical colleges and hospitals. Lifeline Express is part of an international initiative against avoidable disablement promoted by UN agencies.
Indian actress Priyanka Chopra attended Curtain Raiser of Partners Forum 2018 in capital New Delhi recently. She addressed the forum and urged the attendees to make a difference in the lives of the less privileged.
Indian actress Priyanka Chopra on Wednesday attended the Curtain Raiser of the Partners Forum 2018. She was accompanied by India's Health Minister Jagat Prakash Nadda and former President of Chile Michelle Bachelet. While addressing the forum, Priyanka said it is social responsibility and duty of privilege to make a difference.
When we are that privileged, it is our social responsibility. Every individual sitting in this room, it is your social responsibility, it is your social duty to make a difference to someone, somehow, somewhere.
Priyanka Chopra is the Goodwill Ambassador of UNICEF, a program of United Nations to provide developmental assistance to children and mothers in developing countries. It has been supporting empowerment of children and women in India and around the world.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Pakistan's ousted Premier Nawaz Sharif barred from politics for life. Taliban discussing peace offer, says a former member. And Rohingya repatriation to begin as soon as possible, says Myanmar minister. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. Well, that's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time next week. Have a great weekend. Good night.
You're watching TAG TV.